Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is the end. The last day, the 12th day of my 12 days of Christmas. T-shirts are for simps? Oh my god. What a bitch. When I saw that this movie was coming out, just in general, I thought, well, perfect. I know what film I'm adding to my 12 movies. And now, after watching it, let's talk about Merry Little Batman. This is a 2023 film that was originally canceled by Warner Brothers or HBO Max, or I guess they're now Max. David Zaslav, when he went on his killing spree, destroying every interesting project that DC and I guess Warner Brothers in general had going on. There was a lot of things that we heard about that made us upset, especially that new Bruce Timm Batman animated, I think, show that they were doing, the Cape Crusader. I still want to see that. But this also was one of those things that were canceled. Now, luckily, Amazon Prime has picked up most of the stuff. And I guess this is the end result. We have, it's, the story, look, it's very kid-friendly. It's very much a family-friendly oriented type film. It centers around Damian Wayne, who, if you have seen any video of me talking about, in general, the Damian Wayne character, I hate Damian Wayne. I do. I find him super ultra mega annoying. Just anytime he's on screen, anytime he's running around Batman trying to be a part of the family, I think go away. This time around, he's 8 years old. He's pretty young, like the youngest I think I've seen him. So you could argue he's the least amount of annoying I've ever seen, right? He has that excuse of being so young and being, if I was his age and I was Batman's son, yeah, I probably would want to do a lot of the things that you see him doing here. The problem is that he is still even a little bit annoying because he does everything that he is told not to do. He does it. Again, I get it. I would do it too. But you're watching the film and you think, God damn it, kid, you are ruining everything. And he does. He practically ruins Christmas for Gotham. Because he wants to be Batman, or he just wants to be like his father. And so when Batman has to leave the city and can't get back, well, what does Damian do? He almost destroys Gotham. Now, let me just say right off the bat that I thought the movie was fine. I didn't hate it. I wasn't sitting there stewing or just boiling with anger. No, I'd be lying if I tried to pretend like that's how mad I got. But I can't say I loved the movie either. I was just sort of watching it, got a little bored at times, and sort of was just like, okay, maybe if this was a one-off episode of a TV show, so it's only 20-something minutes, yeah, it probably would work great. But as an entire 90-plus minutes, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure there will be people, and I think I saw some early reviews that were saying that people were loving this film, and that's all well and good. I'm one of the biggest Batman fans you can find, and I thought it was fine. Let's talk about some of the voice actors. We have Luke Wilson, who does the voice of Batman / Bruce Wayne, and this is a very different Batman, for sure. He's a lot goofier, or a lot more of like, I want to be the best father ever, so I'm devoting almost all of my attention to raising Damian Wayne. And they started off in an interesting way, where when Batman either knew he was about to have a son or in preparation for having a son, I don't know, he went extra hard with stopping crime in Gotham. There's a montage of just him aggressively beating all of the usual criminals, right? So Riddler and all, like, he wipes out crime. He doesn't kill them all. Although one would argue that that's what he should do if he does want a safe Gotham. But no, he cleans up Gotham. Gotham goes years, I think almost 10 years, they say, without crime, which is wild to me. I mean, they kind of just casually brush it off. And I get that it's just the idea of the premise of that's why you don't see him be Batman as much nowadays. And that's why he has maybe softened in his attitude. But I thought it was a very interesting idea because you always wonder, just in general with Batman, that like, I guess you're just going to do this for the rest of your life. There's no end goal, or there's no thought of like, what can I do once crime is finished, or will crime ever be finished? So this just took it in an interesting direction where, in fact, there is no need really for Batman. And seeing Bruce Wayne grow a beard and just kind of being that much of a comfortable dad was different. I found it amusing. The voice actor for Damian Wayne was fine. You know, he sounded like a kid, he acted like a kid, so he did his job. I don't know what it is about Damian. I think he just naturally comes in with this attitude that he is owed to be a part of the family, like the Bat family. He's owed a costume, he's owed this, and he's owed that. And I usually very much find him grating and just hard to listen to. And this, it's like he has those characteristics, but it's mostly just because he's a kid. I did find the portion of the film when Batman has to go and do something and get stranded out in the mountains in the snow. And Damian, of course, the asshole that he is, eats all of the marshmallows to get Alfred to leave the house to go buy more marshmallows. Of course, Alfred, the nicest dude ever. He so quickly succumbs to anything Damian asks for, his whim. Like, he loves the kid so much that he's willing to do anything for this kid, even though it's obvious that Damian is playing him. And Alfred, by the way, the animation style is very different. It's unlike any for a Batman property style I've ever seen before. I don't think I love it. Like, it's fine for the most part, but there's certain character designs, there's certain character looks that I don't love. Like Alfred, I really don't like the way Alfred looks here. He looks like a goblin. He looks grotesque. He's just his long, elongated face and nose and hunchback, and I'm all for going different. You know, I shouldn't probably complain too much about this, but it just, every time I looked at him, I just was focusing on like, why did they make Alfred look like that? Should James Cromwell, who does the voice, should he be more offended, or should the character Alfred in general be offended over how he was made to look here? There's a portion that I mentioned when Alfred leaves that Damian is home alone, and the movie kind of turns into Home Alone for like 15 minutes maybe. But you have these two criminals who come across the mansion, see that nobody's home, they think, right? They go in there, and Damian's having to go around and mess with them as if he's Macaulay Culkin. And if the whole movie was that, and if the whole movie was shorter, and it was just this, I probably would have enjoyed it more, because I like that portion. Of course, though, they escape with his utility belt. Batman got Damian a utility belt. Of course, he loses it the first night. And you find out that these goons, they're not just regular goons. They work for the Joker. And of course, it's not a Batman thing if the Joker is not here. And I'm not saying I'm sick of the Joker, but I am sick of Joker being the go-to for every single Batman movie or property or animated thing. Like, every single time, they can't not do the Joker a part of it. And because this is a Christmas-oriented plot, it's hard for anybody, I think, to top the Christmas with the Joker Christmas episode from Batman the Animated Series. Like, nothing will ever top that for me. So this Joker was just there. It wasn't really special. I didn't love the way he looked. The way he sounded wasn't really all that inspired. And even his plot was like, you could have had any villain fill in this role, and I think it would have worked probably even better. You do get other villains, Batman villains, in the film, though. You have Poison Ivy, who's older. Like, she has gray hair, which is interesting. You have Bane, who you can hardly understand a word he says. You have Penguin, who's just there to be like a seat filler. Nothing. and they're all working together, and I'm just like, okay, I've seen that before too. Uh, you have aspects of Damien kind of failing over and over again at being a superhero, and I wanted him to realize that he shouldn't be a superhero at 8 years old. But because it's a kids movie, he ends up saving the day, right? He ends up being the one that kind of knows, I guess, how to figure all stuff out. Whatever. There was some side jokes that I found amusing, like Bruce Wayne has a pet cat named Selena, which I thought was funny. Also, when Damien does go to put on his costume, there's a bunch of different costumes, and one of the costumes has bat nipples. It never gets old when they mention bat nipples. By the way, speaking of that, you do get Mr. Freeze showing up, and he's just rambling off ice puns. Clearly a take off of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze. I just wish that the jokes were a little funnier with the puns. It was more of a reference than it was giving you anything new there. And when Damien is wearing the bat costume and going around the city, there's this device that reminds me of Jarvis, I guess, but it's called Bat Dad, and it's Batman's voice as a computer talking to him, helping him out. It also reminded me of Richie Rich, which is another Macaulay Culkin thing, but like he had a device where he could contact his dad, like that, you know, and that's kind of what this was, kind of. So again, the movie's fine. It's fine. Definitely, if you want to just put something on for your kid, they'll probably enjoy it. They'll love it. They're going to kick out of it. It's definitely not somebody, like for me at my age, I'm clearly getting too old for this shit. So there you go. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Merry Little Batman? Did you like it more than I did, or do you agree that it's okay? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.